Like Purdue, it's just an example. Purdue losing to Fresno State is okay. We still win the Big Ten West. But me,
Billy Napier gets fired. I'm just kidding.
Really the best time of the year. I will be seated watching Red Zone for 7 hours on Sunday.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to an episode of Backyard Banter. In person for the final time is Tanner, James, Johnny, obviously male behind the camera. It's our last episode together. Well, not together. We're going to keep doing it over Zoom and the occasional in person. James and I have the same summer job this summer in the same area. It's just an hour away from Tanner. So we'll still do some occasional in-person podcasts, but it's going to be mostly on Zoom for the summer. And this is the last time with Mayo behind the camera, besides maybe a special occasion. But we'll get to the reminiscing stuff in the second part of it. We're going to start with the NBA playoffs, which has been fairly underwhelming for me. I don't know about you guys. We had that great pair of game twos with the Knicks, Sixers, and then Lakers and Nuggets. But, I mean, there's been injuries. There's been just blowouts. Like, every game of the Magic Cavs series is the least meaningful series ever, but has been a blowout.
It's the one series I kind of forget they're playing.
Yeah, I mean,
like
everyone does. It's just every single game has been a blowout. And then you go to the Clippers-Mavs series where the Mavs almost come back from 31 points, but now Kawhi's hurt. He's probably done for the series. So just a lot of inconsistency. And then we go to your team. There was a point yesterday where we're getting Danilo Gallinari post-ups consistently in a playoff game.
He was hitting.
And he could have made 8 of them. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, what am I doing? Watching the 36-year-old Danilo Gallinari, who I didn't even know who's on the Bucks.
Didn't even know he was still in the league. Like,
oh my goodness! But there still was good basketball played. Pacers are up 3-1. A few big 3-1 games tonight. So I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Out of the games that are 3-1, the series that are 3-1, it's Knicks, Sixers, Lakers, Denver, who play tonight. So by the time that comes out, they could be done. Probably will be. And Bucks. Pacers, who has the best chance to come back?
I'll start us off. I'm going to say the Bucks. Simply because the Bucks actually have home court advantage the rest of the series. Those other teams don't. And then the Bucks...
The Pacers can close it out.
They can close it out at home, but the Bucks do have 2 out of 3 at home. And then you just add in that they got Giannis and Dame potentially coming back. I don't know. Nobody knows their status for Game 5. But all of a sudden you get Dame and Giannis back, and it's like, why can't they go win 3 in a row against a young Pacer team? So like, I would say the Bucks in that regard, but at the same time, like, if you were to think of a team that is the least likely to come back, you could also have the Bucks if their players weren't to play. So like, that one should be taken with a grain of salt. Outside of that, the Lakers are not coming back. Nuggets will wrap it up tonight.
You see,
there's no way
they've led for like, I think it's 114 minutes, 140 minutes. There's only been how many? There's 60 minutes, 48 minutes times 4.
Yeah,
I'm not good at math, but
142.
They've led for
75%.
They've led for 75% of the series, and realistically, it should be 2-2 right now if Jamal Murray doesn't hit that shot. But James, what about you?
I agree with the Bucks, but the fact is, and it's scary about the Bucks is, sure, Giannis has been out. That's whatever. Now Dame's out with a similar injury. Chris Middleton's gone out 3 times a game. Like, it seems like he goes down, gets taken to the locker room.
And he has to play. Like,
and he's back, exactly.
They tape him back together with, like, scotch tape or whatever.
And they just put him back out there. Whatever Chris Middleton they're going to get, they're just going to put him out there. So I told Teaster yesterday after the game, I said, if I'm a Pacer fan, I'm very happy, right? Up 3-1 is one of the best things ever. But it's been done before, right? But the thing is, that's the one time the Cubs did it, right? That's just like the few things that we can think about. But you get Dame.
I think there's only 5 teams in NBA history, 4 or 5 teams that ever come back.
But you got Dame. Hopefully, he should be back. Giannis, question mark. I expect him to play. Middleton, going to be banged up, but he's going to play. So I look at the Bucks, but I also look at the Sixers because we have not seen a 100% Sixer team yet. And you cannot overlook a Maxey and Embiid duo. You just can't overlook it. So, and again, Jalen Brunson's been hooping, and he's been incredible to watch. But I don't know. If I had to pick a team, I like the Sixers still. I think they have plenty of superpower, plenty of dudes to come back 3-1. But I don't know. I personally don't see any of them coming back from 3-1. And I won't even talk with the Lakers. There's no way. That was a gentleman's game. That was all right, we're going to give you one. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Sixers, but that wouldn't surprise me entirely.
I'm going to, just real quick, say I think the Sixers are pretty overrated, in my opinion, even with Embiid, because you could talk about how good Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid are, the rest of that team is so bad.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So,
Terrible.
the Sixers, I don't think are as good as given credit for. I do think the Knicks are better than given credit for, but I just wanted to say that real quick.
It's just when you have those
suck.
two guys that you wouldn't be surprised if any of them went
Right.
for 50 on any given night. It's just
But it doesn't matter.
it's dangerous
because their team sucks.
that's true. Kyle Lowry might have 9 or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I agree.
But that speaks to the roster construction. They shouldn't be dependent on a 37-year-old Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say the Bucks just because they could get Giannis back, but then again, how healthy is Giannis? Tyrese Halliburton finally shot the ball the last game and a half. That's really good. Can Miles Turner keep being that X factor? You know, when you get a Pat Connaughton, Danilo Gallinari high ball screen like more than one time ever, you should win the game. Like Brook Lopez was really good, but. Yeah, I don't know because I think the Knicks are still overrated. I'm just like the biggest.
totally
I'm just
agree.
like the biggest Knicks hater. I know the 76ers are overrated, and I think the Knicks are overrated. No one's more overrated than the Suns, though, and we'll get to them in a second. If my life was online, I had to make a pick. I'd just say the Bucks because I still don't think the Pacers can guard at a playoff rate, and if the Bucks get their guys back,
I agree.
And who knows? Siakam has been really up and down. He's been really good in the playoffs.
And the Pacers shot like 51% from the three. They made like 23 threes.
That's what they do, though.
But
At home, that's what
I
they
mean,
do.
that's unreal.
Yeah.
The Indiana Pacers, when I told James this last
Here it
night,
comes.
I don't think they'll lose a home game this whole postseason.
They might not, but
Because they play substantially better at home. You
role
have a
players
great
play better at
crowd.
home.
Like,
That's how it is.
and especially the Pacers' pace of play. And I kind of wanted to say this. I'm not comparing them to the Warriors at all. I understand their greatness, and the Pacers have a long way to go to get there. But the year before the Warriors won their first championship, 2014,
They
were a
the
6
Nuggets,
seed,
right?
and they played the Nuggets.
Yep, I remember
And everybody's
that
like,
series.
oh, the Warriors shoot a lot of threes. They play fast, but they can't defend. We don't like the Warriors. The Warriors almost made the Western Conference Finals as a 6 seed. And I kind of think the Pacers are in that similar spot where they're young. They play a unique brand of basketball, and they shoot a lot of threes. And it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. I don't think they're going to ever amount to that Warriors type of level, of greatness. But, I just think they're kind of those new guys on the block that are doing it with their own unique play style.
I can see, and younger players play better at home. We saw with the Magic series. We see with the Pacers series. But, yeah, I mean, I guess I just picked the Bucks because if Giannis can come back, that's really big, obviously a big deal. And the 76ers, man, they're so disappointing. Joel is just so hobbled. I mean, they're like the worst rebounding team I've ever seen. Like, they just can't get a rebound.
With a footer.
Oh, my goodness. It's unreal. But anyway, we'll go to the Suns-Timberwolves series. Tanner and I both picked the Suns. Kind of overstated. I guess I said that so the Suns have a playoff-type roster. They're not built for the regular season. They're built for the playoffs. Obviously not. We're going to do, our biggest misses ever. That's a pretty big miss from me. But, look, before we get to the Timberwolves, the Suns seriously need to consider revamping their roster in some capacity, whether that's trading Devin Booker, which probably not, but no one's going to take Beal. You have to pay him $51+ million for the next 3 years.
For him to play 15 games.
He is untradeable. You're not trading that contract, and they don't have any assets to pair with that contract. Normally with a contract like that, you put Beal in a first-round pick, and you send him to... Oklahoma City did it with Chris Paul when Chris Paul had the big contract.
They just lack draft picks.
Yeah, and then they don't have a first round pick till 2030. Just to kind of put that in
They have one this
perspective.
year.
Oh,
And
Do they?
then, and then they don't
do
have
they?
one until 2034.
well, because of the rule, they have pick swaps because of the what happened with the Cavs back in the 80s. So they will have a first round pick, but it won't be any good. Just really disappointed because you finally got a good Devin Booker game. Kevin Durant was dogged by Anthony Edwards the entire time. And before we get to the Timberwolves, let's hold that Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan take.
Yeah, I'm holding.
I get they look alike.
I'm off that train.
And Anthony Edwards probably is the best shooting guard in the league, but let's relax on he's the next Michael Jordan.
I'm
He's
all over it.
Oh my god,
He's very good, but I was while we were watching the game yesterday, I was stating that sometimes he just has the most average times, and it's not. We were looking at stats, right? He's in his third year.
Is it
Third year. If people are like, oh well, he's so young.
He is young. He's
KD won
22.
MVP his third year.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he had averaged 30 points a game, and
He didn't win MVP. KD was drafted in 2007.
His third.
Two-
Well,
2000
anyway,
2010
maybe he didn't win
Derrick Rose won.
MVP.
He did
His
average
third
30.
year in the league, he averaged 30 points a game. Because I was looking at it yesterday. Because I was just mesmerized by KD averaging 27 points in his career, and he averaged 30 points. And I'm not saying Ant isn't like gonna be great, but sometimes he'll go for 40 and then he'll go for 12, and it's like that disparity. You just don't see that in greatness. And again, his third year in the league. He's a young kid. Like I don't know. We'll see.
And he's on the come up, but
absolutely. But you can't compare him to Mike.
He's not even Kobe right now. So let's don't do that. He's not. I'm
not saying he's gonna be better than you're not putting him in the top 10 all time right now.
With that being said, he was phenomenal in 3 out of the 4 games. It's just explosiveness, athleticism, and he's bought into defense in this series and in the playoffs. He's defended at a high level. Very good on the Timberwolves. I thought they're a regular season team. Anytime you have a big guy like Rudy Gobert, it's literally painful to watch him play offense. It's just hard to win at a high level, but they match up pretty well with Denver in the next series if they get out. That'll be a really good series. Shout out Anthony Edwards. Shout out Cat. He was really good last night.
Hopefully the T-Wolves can get their coach back.
Yeah, he tore his patella tendon, which is insane.
Yeah.
Mike Conley ran into him. Yeah. But
shout out to Cat. That's the thing. I think Cat is. I mean, he's unreal. His ability to score anywhere on the court, and he's being paired up with like Gobert too. So like you have 2 huge individuals, so you can have Gobert just sit on the block. You can have that, and Cat can sit in the corner and knock down threes. I mean, he was just automatic last night, incredible. And then you pair that up with Ant. I mean, the Timberwolves are tough.
Reed off the bench.
Well, yeah, sixth man of the year. Like the Timberwolves are legit, and I was all off that. Like I thought they were going to be, like Johnny said, a regular season team, but we're wrong.
Their X factor is Jaden McDaniels. He played spectacular all series. I mean, wait, what do you have, a 30 piece?
We got Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we did. And they got Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah,
but look, he scored at a high level. He's going to need to do that. Him and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, another guy off that bench that's really good. But, I mean, we have – who plays tonight? We have Miami and Boston plays tonight, which I told all you guys off camera – Miami will need to shoot 50% from 3 to even steal another game from Boston. Yeah. And it's not going to happen.
They got lucky to steal one, especially on the road.
It's not going to happen.
That series and the Magic Cavs series are like 2 series I have not even.
Hey, just wait till Magic Cavs go 7 and it finally won't be on NBA TV.
Yeah. That's what's crazy to me. And real quick, like tomorrow night they got Pacers, Knicks playing to close out a series, and then there's a critical Game 5 in the other series, and that series is on NBA TV.
Well, they're both in the same spot, and the bigger markets are. It's all about ratings. It's the same thing.
Is Indiana really a bigger market than Milwaukee? Bigger than Cleveland and
neither of them.
Milwaukee.
No, they're both on NBA TV.
They're on TNT.
No.
Pacers are on TNT.
Oh, they are. Oh yeah.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, but the star power is much more. I'd put Pacers on. Yeah, no, they're very similar markets. Like
I'd put the Bucks.
I'd put the Bucks on. But you put them on TNT because no one knows.
I'm not putting the Pacers
on TNT. I'm
putting the Bucks.
A majority of the NBA media doesn't even know who Franz Wagner is.
Yeah.
And he was, by the way, he was unreal in Game 4. Now we're going to transition to a little bit of baseball. Obviously, the draft happened, and outside of the first round, it doesn't really matter. Besides the Bears drafting a punter in the 4th round, that's fun. But
needed it. They really
Pat McAfee loved it.
Yeah,
by the way.
of course he did.
Yeah, he loved that.
With baseball coming in to Friday, the Chicago White Sox were 3-22, and then the good old Tampa Bay Rays coming to town, who have one of the longest postseason streaks in the MLB. Kevin Cash is the longest tenured manager. The AL batting champion from last year is on the team. Multiple All-Stars, despite their entire team being on the injured list. And then the White Sox go ahead and match their win total from the entire season in one weekend.
Sweet.
The only good thing about being a Rays fan is their dope City Connect uniforms came out.
That's what I wanted to say today.
Josh Lowe looks
That's
lit.
what I wanted to say
You
today.
can say it. Josh looked fine.
He did. He looked fine.
The Tampa Bay Rays might have just dropped the greatest.
You had to though.
uniform.
If they didn't, that was
there was too much to go with.
Awful.
And
it's Tampa. It's Florida. They have cool colors.
I don't even get. Look, I was born and raised in St. Pete. I've lived there. I've been to 100 Rays games. I don't get the skateboard. No one goes to.
Hey, when I was in St. Pete, I saw somebody's skateboard.
I don't think you have to understand it. I'm telling you.
Oh, it's dope.
That is the single greatest uniform in MLB history.
It was incredible. We can put a
Their
picture
City
of it.
Connects are disgusting.
They are really good. It's the
Best-
only thing going
best
for
uniform
the Rays
ever.
right now.
Ever in MLB history.
It's up
It's
there. It's one of them. It's top 3.
Haven't even seen him play a baseball game yet in them.
I've seen the pictures,
It sees him on, but
it's Josh Lowe modeling, so like it's gonna look fire. No matter.
God, don't get me started on Josh Lowe, who was supposed to come back this weekend,
and
then he got hurt again.
Yeah.
Look, there were significant problems with the Rays. Going from Kevin Cash, I would never question a guy that's won 2 Manager of the Year, has been there for 10 years, 6 straight playoffs, all that good stuff. What are you doing in a one-run game? Putting in your worst reliever, not your worst reliever, let me excuse myself. Erasmo Ramirez is the worst reliever at the big league level. He pitched Friday night. He gave up like 5 runs. Then we go to Saturday. We bring up a reliever from AAA. Rays do it all the time. He's pitched multiple innings 1 time since he's been a reliever. Pitches a clean 7th. Rays are down, whatever it was, 1. And maybe it was the first game because it was a close, because the second, whatever. They go in and put him in the second inning, which he's never done in his career. It's like basically Kevin Cash punting on the game because they didn't want to use their bullpen because they play 6 straight days. And then he proceeds, because he's never done it before, give up a crap ton of runs in the next inning. There's just Randy's hitting like 150. Yandy's starting to wake up again. But when your 2 best hitters have been Richie Palacios and Jose Caballero, you have a problem, and it's just.
Hey, we're sitting here. We have 2 teams here that are struggling with injuries right now, and it's showing. Luckily, the Cubs are able to weather the storm a little bit better. But man, shout out to the White Sox. I mean, sweeping the Rays, beating the Braves, beating the Guardians.
The White Sox,
they might be on the come up.
They do have some good starting pitching. I'll give them
that.
They
do.
Crochet's pretty good.
And apparently, Tommy Pham is their savior. They bring him in, and you didn't probably even know he was on the team.
Dude, they picked him up off waivers.
He's just a utility dude.
And they throw him right in, batting second.
Yeah.
And he goes like 5 for 12 in the series.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Randy has 5 hits on the year.
Tommy Pham's ready for fantasy football too.
He is. That's funny. Yeah. That's funny. But just really disappointed.
Right.
And look, reinforcements are coming. Everyone's starting to start the rehab assignments, and there is 133 games left. So that's what I tell myself. That's what it said on the broadcast yesterday. But when are you going to bring up Junior? It's what are we doing? The offense is so
right
stagnant, and you have a guy that is just. Oh my! He went 4 for 5 the other day. He hit an oppo home run. He hit one over the scoreboard.
I'm telling you, you don't, and they know, right? The player development guys know.
I will never
the
question
GMs
the
know,
Rays. They do it year in and year out.
You can't bring up a guy too early,
They brought him in. He skipped AAA last year.
But what I'm saying is, you just don't want to bring up a guy too early, and then next thing you know, I mean, like we've had PCA now for like 2 years, and he was the number 1 like prospect forever. And now he's not. Now he's only up because of injury. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like now he's hopefully starting to play better baseball as of late. Yeah. But obviously, like Jackson Holiday, he obviously got called up late due to
they wanted it was to control his contract.
Exactly.
It might be the same with the Rays right now. But,
could be, absolutely. But you don't want to bring up these 19, 20, 21-year-olds, and I don't know how old he is, but I don't know. There's obviously some player development stuff that's going on.
You just need a spark. You just need some life. And now they go play the Brewers. The Brewers are one of the best teams in baseball right now. They're playing really good baseball.
I think you just go sweep them. Just go do it for us.
You're so due.
Do it for us.
To go win 3 in a row.
Yeah, and I'm getting off my soapbox about the Rays. And look, I've been following sports for a long time, and out of all the sports, that I'm very knowledgeable of, it's probably basketball and football, college and pro, and then pretty after that is baseball. But for the last 5 years, I've really been following baseball, especially the Rays, and
it's easier to follow when they're good.
Yeah, but I was there for before when Kevin Cash was losing 90 plus games too. Yeah. But I've never. Well, I haven't seen the stretch like this in 2 years because they legitimately haven't been 3 games under 500 in 2.5 years. But I don't know what the answer is.
Maybe this is what you need to win a playoff series.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we lost 4 straight playoff games. 7 straight playoff games. And whatever. I'll get off my Rays.
No, you're good, man.
I'll get off my Rays.
We appreciate the Rays talk.
I enjoy the Rays talk. I was actually looking forward to it just because of the White Sox.
They were so. And Colin texted me and Nick. Our friend Nick's a big Sox fan, or I don't even know he's the biggest fan. He associates.
With the White Sox.
And of course, Colin's like, the White Sox have won 3 games all year. They're about to sweep Tampa, and it's like, oh, it's not over yet. And you got guys like Andrew Benintendi hitting walk-off home runs.
So sick though. So sick though.
Is it Gavin Sheets in the 3-hole for them?
Hey, stud.
No, he's not a
No,
stud. He's hitting
He's not.
210.
He's not.
Hey,
Oh my
you
God.
could use a 210 right now.
Bro, we
I
could
mean,
use anyone over freaking the.
I want to go back to your Erasmo Ramirez point.
Bro, don't even start.
Because
Who?
He serves meatballs down the middle.
You mentioned him being the worst reliever in baseball.
He's one of them, man.
Well, you didn't watch Matt Mervis pitch the other day for the Cubs because the Cubs were down 10-0 in the 8th, so they said, Matt Mervis, first base prospect, why don't you go pitch? He gave up 7 runs.
Oh my God! I saw
Didn't
Patrick
get out of the
Wisdom.
inning.
I saw Patrick Wisdom through.
They were
Yeah.
saying this is one of the first times that because I just started watching the game for fun because I was like, okay, maybe they'll bring in a pitcher and then maybe we'll score like 8 runs. Who
Yeah.
knows?
No,
sure
they-
enough, we didn't score a single run. But you look at it and it was Boog was talking about how it's the first time he's seen a position player get like subbed out because Matt Mervis physically cannot do it
He threw
any
30
worse.
pitches.
He physically his arm was probably falling off. Like,
Poor guy.
and then Patrick Wisdom comes in. And, I mean, he went from 42 miles an hour to 88 miles an hour in the dirt. And I'm like, if I'm Jan Gomes, I'm like, dude, stop this.
Yeah.
Like, stop this.
Yeah, fun
I
baseball.
mean,
talk,
at the end of the
but-
day, like, that happens. 162
Oh,
game
yeah.
season.
You
A day
smile,
like
you
that
laugh.
happens.
Yep.
You laugh at it. You try to go in.
You don't laugh that they lost the series, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dansby, pretty routine pop up there.
I'm not mad at
tough
Dansby
play.
for that.
Tough play, but shit, he catches that 8 times out of 10.
I'm glad the Cubs showed some fight last night. They were
Yeah.
down 4-1 late, and they came back
Talk,
and tied it.
yeah.
So I'm not going to get overly mad about a Cubs loss right now. They're way
I
too
will.
injured right now. They're playing well. Like aside from the
starting
last two
pitching
games.
is we're feeling kind of what you felt last year
Yeah.
in terms of just being
right now,
hurt.
what we're feeling right now.
Well, yeah, but last year in particular,
Yeah.
in terms
And
of
if Kevin
starting
Cash says
pitching,
one more time that we can't play any worse,
Hey, we're
and
done with the Rays.
and
We're
we're
done with the
lucky to
Rays.
be 3 games under. Look.
What are you gonna do?
He lives across the street from one of my best friends at home. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna be like, no, we're not lucky.
you just knock on his-
putting Erasmo Ramirez in the
I bet
game.
you go
You
over
guys
there,
need
you
Trey
knock on his
Thompson.
door, and he won't play him.
I'd be like,
He-
he's
he
gonna be
won't
like,
play.
"Can I see us some backyard band?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he's gonna say.
No, it's
But-
fire. But yeah, I mean, no more Rays. All right,
Enough
no
baseball.
more
The
Cubs.
Cubs are fine.
They're gonna figure out big series with the Brewers this weekend.
This weekend.
Where the
hopefully
Rays,
we're
the
going
Rays would
Friday.
take them up first. The Rays
Hey,
would take
that'd
them
be
up
fire.
first.
That'd
Get
be
in their
fire.
bullpen. Get in their bullpen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully we're gonna go to the game Friday, most likely. So first Cubs game of the year, and
Yeah.
baseball. It's baseball weather.
It is.
70s,
Oh.
sunny, little windy. Like it's
When you got
it's baseball
when
weather.
you wake up and it's nice outside and you got like the TNT NBA playoff music on your TV, you got some baseball going on.
Yeah,
I think it's a great
Life
time.
is
And
great.
I've been watching the hockey playoffs, man. I
Those
know
are electric.
We'll never talk about hockey here for real.
That
but
Stars
that has
Vegas
been-
game went on
yeah.
till 1 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
and it,
Was that
we were,
Saturday?
We were sweating it out. Yeah.
Watching it.
Let me tell you, we were watching it at 1 a.m.
We
We
were
were
definitely
watching
watching
it.
it. Yeah.
That's funny.
Shout out to the Stars. They got the job.
And we're back with the whole crew. I don't know who wouldn't know, but if you don't know, Mayo is the one that edits everything, posts all the shorts on YouTube. Man behind the camera. This is the reason why the
We pay him
quality
the
is so
big
good.
bucks.
Pay him
Thousands of dollars.
six figures.
Yeah.
And
Plus.
tens.
Could be
Yeah,
7
tens.
figures by the end of this next year. We'll see.
Not even, yeah. But look, we're gonna go through it. We've talked about it before. It's been a crazy ride from the first episode was end of July, early August
Early
that we did,
August, yeah.
and then Mayo came on for
Episode
4, and then we've posted. This is episode 65.
65.
So
Yeah.
we've done quick
61.
math, 61 episodes in person, and then God knows we've posted over 270 videos on YouTube, 275.
Just
the
about
shorts.
200,000 views on
Yeah.
the channel total,
Crazy.
which is
I mean, if you ever would
unbelievable.
have thought that. So, we're just going to go through. We're going to talk about one of our best takes, one of our worst takes, just some fun memories that we've had, some fun moments. There's been a lot of them, but Tanner, we'll start with you. Whatever one you want to start with.
I'm gonna start with my worst take. In my opinion, thankfully I haven't had a lot of horrible takes. I've had quite a few, but not like an overwhelming number. But I think the worst one for me was probably picking the Cowboys to win the NFC right before the playoffs because 2 days later they lost like 60-7 to
Yeah.
the Packers.
It wasn't that much.
It was
It
pretty
was bad.
It was bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was bad.
So I would say taking the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl and play the Ravens, that was probably my worst take. Ending the Cowboys season in a disappointing way. Yet again,
Cowboys thing. Yeah.
you know, Cowboys do that, but I think this Cowboys team's different. I believe it. Can I go ahead and get into
I
my
think
best
you've had
one?
much worse, but I mean, I can't think of.
Now let's all give our worst first.
We'll
Then
give
we'll
our
go
worst.
back around.
Okay.
All right.
All right, yeah. So I haven't been on nearly as many episodes as these guys, but I came on for an NBA preview
I
episode
knew you were going.
a while ago, and I was very high on the Brooklyn Nets. I think I said they were going to be a 3 seed. It was something like that. I don't know. I'll put the clip in. My 3 seed, I have the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was not my best take. And also, I'm always high on the Bulls, and I need to.
Hey, we
Stop.
see,
And
we
it's
see
like
red.
the Bulls,
I see red.
The Bulls finished with a better record than the Nets, just to prove how bad the Nets were.
Thank you. That actually made me feel a lot better.
That's love. For me, I've had some bad takes.
Just put up all the trivia.
I mean, like you threw one shot and added me. Yes, my trivia is not great, right?
No, you came back and won one.
I did. That was a
We've been
that was a
doing trivia in a
layup.
minute.
That was a layup. If I do trivia and that camera's not on, spotless. Like I'll do solid. I'll name you players from the '60s that don't even like whatever. But like, my worst take was a comment I made. We were doing some football stuff, and I think I said Deion Sanders was a linebacker.
Mayo asked who has the most rushing yards, not in NFL history, maybe in like postseason history.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And James meant to say Barry Sanders.
I said Deion Sanders, who
very confidently.
I did, and I think I might have defended it too. And then I realized, oh wait, there's another Sanders that I'm thinking of.
Coach Prime.
And then Deion Sanders plays defense, by the way.
Complete wrong side of the ball.
As well
So
as he played baseball too.
yeah,
but-
so
He has no yards. Zero
zero
rushing yards.
Well, he might have a few. Who knows? But yeah, Deion Sanders got to be the worst take. Just I also said like Trevor Lawrence was the top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
Not nearly
as bad,
outrageous.
but it's still pretty rough. But hey, that's what gets clicks, right? Like you got to say something outrageous sometimes. And
Tanner, I'm going to argue back. I think your worst take is when you said European basketball is better than the NBA.
oh yeah, that's
Oh
bad.
my god,
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot
It's our
about
most
that.
Yeah,
watched
that's bad.
clip on YouTube.
Yeah, that's bad.
Over 10,000
You
views.
can't say that's a bad take when it has the most views.
No,
This
it
is
was
the
so
bad
bad.
take.
It was
Everyone
so
was
bad.
That's why it has the most views.
I'm bringing viewership to the channel.
Hey, we appreciate you. We
Um,
appreciate you.
Is there a team in the Spanish league that's better than the Denver Nuggets? No. Right?
Talent-wise,
I mean, in every aspect wise.
no. The people in Spain know how to play basketball better.
Oh, here we go.
What?
My worst take was definitely when...
The worst take of the pod, probably.
No.
Yeah, come on.
Bro, at least I know who
I'm
Deion
throwing a
Sanders
shot. I'm
is.
throwing a shot
I
here.
know who Deion Sanders is. I said, I think it was week 3, Denver was definitely 0-2. Oh, they did because they both played the Bears and they're each 0-4, right, when they played?
Yeah.
And I said that the Broncos were going to go into Miami and beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins scored 73 points.
New NFL
and,
record.
and beat the Broncos.
Yeah.
So that was pretty rough.
That's all right.
Like Tanner, when you do this, you have some hot takes, you have some, really good takes, and you have some really bad takes. But yeah, that one was definitely.
All right. Get into your good moment.
That
though.
one just
Like,
blows up in
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
There's been a lot of good moments, just take wise. We don't want to get into memories yet, but one good moment was both Tanner and I predicted each Final Four game pretty accurately. Like our analysis for each game was both really good, and obviously we all sat here and watched the games, all of the tournament games together. I watched a lot of Alabama leading up to it. That was a really good one, and then. But number one, and this might be both me and Tanner's, is when we both picked Alabama to win the SEC championship game, which is normal. We do a bunch of predictions, but we also picked the exact score for it that Alabama was going to win by. So
Bro, it didn't even blow up. That should have.
Yeah,
blown up.
but that was it probably won't really happen. That's the first time it's ever happened to me, and
Yeah.
hopefully not the last. But yeah, it's been
Total points in Alabama, Georgia. I'm going to say 64. I think it's going to be, that's 34-30.
How about, I was going to have
27-24.
51. I was going to say 27, 24.
There we
Yeah.
go.
All right,
There we
we're on
go.
the same page.
We're always are.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah, I would say mine. In our one of our first episodes in a different room, whatever we were predicting our college football, and I predicted Michigan to win the national championship. So I mean, hey, that's my proudest moment. I picked it. So hey,
you
Michigan.
picked it
Shout out.
back in September.
Yeah,
I
that was
did.
before
Yeah.
the season
Oh
started.
yeah,
right?
no, it was. Yeah, no, it was a great take, but it's not like they were like a top 50 team looking in. Like they were expected to be very good. But
So.
hey, tough to win a natty. So.
Yeah.
If you said that this isn't the year for Texas, if this isn't the year for Michigan, then they've messed up because they have a roster, in my opinion, that is so good because they return so many pieces. Corum, JJ, Edwards.
I don't know if I have a favorite take. I will say my favorite moment was when we live watched the national championship game together. And I'm sorry it didn't go so well for you, but for me as the video editor of the pod, it was really fun to do something different, like different editing style. You got your vlog.
Yeah.
You wanted that for a long time.
Vlog.
Not the outcome you wanted, but we got the vlog.
Maybe we go to Wrigley with it.
These guys are talking about it forever.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm down. No, that was a great episode. We have a professor. Shout out to Jenny Gaden. She big follower of Backyard Banner. She said her favorite episode was watching us react to the national championship.
Yeah, that was so fun.
It's crazy how people love watching me be in absolute shambles.
Well, Mayo did a great job at not just highlighting the sad part. You know, it was fun watching. It was the dunk, right?
Yeah.
The dunk of all of us just like mesmerized.
So crazy.
And then of course it ended with you just in
Domination.
shambles.
Yeah.
If we had to do an in shambles moment that week, there was
The
no
ultimate
other
in
answer.
shambles.
There was no other answer. So
Right, facts.
that's all right. We move on.
For me, and I have a lot of good moments. Like I just love doing the pod. That's what part of it is. I would say like one of my best moments, honestly, probably just being in front of the camera with you guys every week. I love doing this. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's one of my favorite parts of the week is get in front of the camera and talking about sports because. Honestly, when I'm off camera, I talk about sports as well.
We all do.
And that's why we did it. That's why we're doing this.
I think a cool moment, and obviously I agree, Tan. That's why we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
We're all really close friends, and we're going to, even though James and Mayo are graduating, shout out to both of them, Tanner and I will be here for another year. But one of the coolest memories, and I don't even know if you guys remember this, when our first Instagram reel got 1,000 views. I remember Mayo walked in. We were all in my apartment. And we're like, yo, like this is blown up right now. And it's one where James said like it's hard, like kids are our age, it's hard to, be too critical or whatever the clip was. And that was a cool moment because like, whatever we have videos that have 250 500 views for a full length episode.
That random video.
And then we have videos that have 30 views, right?
Yeah.
And then there's. You try not to look at the views too much, but it's hard.
Highs and the lows.
Yeah,
that's a part of it.
That's part of it. It's part of being in the algorithm. That's part. There's obviously the good parts can also be the mean comments and then the.
I think those are funny.
Yeah, they are. But
I couldn't stand it at first, but now I'm kind of just whatever.
But yeah, that was definitely a cool moment when our first thing hit 1,000 views, and hopefully we get to a point where like we look at this and be like, oh, like we were hyped when a full episode hit 100 views, and hopefully we get to a point where we get to that. But
I'd like to say real quickly, I don't know. I just, like, while we're on camera, I wanted to give you guys your flowers because I don't know, like, if people know who watch, but these guys, when they say, like, they pay me, like, the big bucks, like, obviously, they're joking about it being a ton of money, but they do paid me. They have paid me throughout the whole time I've been working with them for every episode, and all three of them, we're just, like, college kids. We don't really have a lot of money. And
yeah, we can put up our Venmo.
GoFundMe. Backyard Banner GoFundMe.
Yeah, but they did that throughout the whole time. So, I've put in a lot of work, but I mean, they do equally as much work on the pod. And the fact that they were able to do that while also being full-time students, working our jobs. And I'm sure you guys had money you wanted to put at other places. And I really appreciate you guys doing that for me. And even though you do pay me, that's not the only reason I'm here, of course. I have so much fun doing the podcast. You guys are all my brothers. I've had a blast. I'm so happy. When we came back to campus, you guys asked me to edit the pod and kind of be the producer, if you will. It's been a pleasure, and I'm really happy we did it.
We can all say
thank you.
There's no Backyard Banner without Mayo. It's going to be really weird, going on.
Terrible edits.
Without him. But,
Me and T-shirt.
Mayo's going on, and Mayo has a grown-up job now, which is kind of weird to say, but I mean, look, Mayo gives us a significant discount for what he does for us and the equipment. Obviously, his camera is a $10,000 camera.
Not that much, but
whatever.
and we got the mics working.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we went a very long time without
40
the mics
episodes
working.
in.
But look, Mayo comes here every time he sits on the couch, and he has to sit here and watch us do it, and it's definitely gonna be weird going forward, but. Yeah, but definitely shout out to Mayo. None of this would be possible without him.
Thank you.
I think another cool moment is definitely we got a sponsorship.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It was a while ago. Shout out again to Burrito Perla, but I always say it wrong. Priya. That's why Tanner said it in the ad.
Run it back.
Still tell him Backyard Banter sent you.
Yeah.
You won't get anything, but
no discount.
Maybe another sponsorship.
Yeah, maybe, but they might look at you
working
really
on
weird.
Boss
But
Dog.
we've been working on Boss Dogs for about 2 years.
Buddy, just go in there and say I want like 2 dogs and you to
And
sponsor
a
Backyard
sponsorship.
Banter. It's
Right.
simple.
I mean,
It's
I'll
simple.
let him know next
Look,
time.
It's simple.
you go through and you look at the first guest episode we had with Jameson Moten and Brandon Zylstra and how cool that was. And I remember our reaction after. We were like freaking out, like that was the coolest thing ever to having Pat Terrell on. And I've listened to a lot of episodes and stuff. I've heard very few people give answers like Pat Terrell did. Pat Terrell was just so thoughtful in his answers, and obviously he's really close to my family growing up, and you still have that relationship too. Going to Alex Chasen, who was fun, just another kid our age to collaborate with, and we each have the same goals and aspirations. And then obviously having Rich on, and Rich is kind of my mentor. A lot of one of the main reasons we're doing this is because he kind of told me that you need to have something consistent and to kind of differentiate yourself. And then obviously having Lacey James, another pro player, just really cool guests, and as long as just doing all this too. And
I love that episode, Lacey James.
Yeah,
He was cool.
he was dope.
I think that's my favorite part of the podcast. The fact that we only have 300 subscribers. Yeah, we grinded to get to that 300 number. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the guests that we have on are guests that podcasters would have with 100,000 views, or 100,000 subscribers. Like the guests that we had were, first of all, incredible guests for a small channel. But second of all, they gave us literally their best. And going back to Pat, he gave us an answer that he said he's never given to the media before.
Yeah,
and think about it,
cool.
he's been retired now from the NFL for several years, and he's giving us an answer that he's never had.
He's been on a 30 for 30.
Literally, just the guys that we've had on from our age YouTubers to literally living the dream that we want to live one day in terms of sports, TV, and all that fun stuff. It's been unreal. The guests to me have been the highlight.
I also want to give a shout out to my mom. She watches every single episode. She comments on almost every single episode. She's always hustling for me, hustling for us. She sends it out to everybody. I mean, there are people that barely know who I am who have been sent an episode of us because whether we're talking about Michigan and she knows someone that went to Michigan, and so she sends them the episode. So yeah, just shout out to Mama Shields, man. Everyone here knows Mama Shields. She's awesome. Thank you, Mom. I love you. We all love you.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
been real.
A crazy journey, and it's not going to stop. I'm sure we'll have some special episodes, maybe 1 or 2 throughout however longer we do this. But obviously, it's going to be really difficult moving forward. We're going to go on Zoom with me, James, and Tanner. And like I said before, me and James will be in the same area in the summer, maybe even the same apartment at times. And then Tanner is going to be an hour 15 away, and he'll be able to come for a little bit. But yeah, majority of the time on Zoom, and then we really don't know what the future looks like. We're gonna do this for as long as we can, and I'm sure we're gonna still pump out episodes whenever we can. But we are trying some different stuff on social media too, so check us out, especially on TikTok. We're posting kind of game recaps over there. It's only been me. I've been trying to get these two to do it too.
I'm gonna do one soon.
And Tanner's gonna rip one out here, but. Again, thank you guys. Every single person that's subscribed, every person that's liked a video, every person that's even accidentally clicked on a video. What happened with that one video?
Caleb Williams USC talk got 450 views. So random.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of just living out our dream, and even though we're not profiting from it yet, besides Priya, it's still been a blast to do. And this it's almost like we're saying goodbye, but we're not saying goodbye because we're still doing it. I guess we're saying goodbye to Mayo, which is very sad.
Yeah.
But, we're still doing it, and we're still going to continue to do it, and it's just
I'll be listening.
Let's do it, bro. Let's keep her going. But yeah, it's been real. This apartment, just Backyard Banter headquarters. People walk into the apartment, and they're like, "Hey, that's where you film the pod." I'm like, "Yeah, that's where
think
we
about
did
it. 10 years from now, it's imagine we somehow get big.
Here we go.
And it's people are in this apartment and they have no clue what started in this apartment.
We might as well sign this whole place.
We might as well sign it.
Again, there's so many people that come up to us. It's good job doing the podcast. A lot of people are scared to do what we did. It's very hard to put yourself on the internet and to promote yourself.
Yeah.
Even posting all the time, and
especially when you
people
just say
can look
stupid
up it.
things like Deion Sanders.
No, and there's also a lot of people that are jealous from it and prey on your downfall to an extent. And I'm just really proud of all of us for sticking with it, and our ability to adapt too, from doing fun stuff like the grids, like what Mayo did with the trivia. Just our ability to adapt and really kind of try to keep. try to keep it fresh. But
Now it's
a big thank you to everyone that's watched. Big thank you again to Mayo. And I don't know if we'll be back again this week. It is our finals week, but definitely next week we're going to have a guest on next week from the Tampa Bay area, Tampa Bay Sports podcast. So that would be cool. But until then, for the last time in person with all of us, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Peace. Cue the sad music.